Hello all and welcome to the Ero Ps F2 Season 8 Round 11 race. We are here at the Canadian Grand Prix and we have a quali ban today for Bashi G due to his antics in the wet Belgian Grand Prix last time out. He has got a qualifying ban for this race as we are missing the winner of the Belgian Grand Prix last week, Panos. He is unfortunately unable to participate in this race. So seeing as Bashi's got a quali ban, this could be a perfect time for the likes of Jericho and Lars even to get his first race win of the season, and for them lot to and for the others to gain points on Bashi and try and make it a bit more of a championship fight than it is. Because at the minute, as I'm getting the standings up now, just bear me 1 minute. As we're just waiting for the drivers to load in, pick their tyre strategy, see if they want to get an extra set of softs, an extra set of mediums or an extra set of hards. As yet, Bashi has a 38-point gap to Jericho. So if Bashi DNFs here or doesn't score any points, and Jericho gets a maximum of 27, he'll be an 11-point gap, which will be very good compared to round 4, where Bashi only dropped 2 points. Because in this league we do give points to pole position as well. So yeah, Brendan Gashi leading the championship with Jericho Balgos second, Panos Nikolaitis third with Ville Peroinen. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Federico Alano P5, Bo Vanderberg P7, Thomas Bowman P7, Matt Suzman P8, Connor Ryan P9, and P10 is Kaiser Kuba. As I see the first cars heading out now, it looks like to be dry. Let me quickly just sort out all this for you all. There we go. As I think it is. Yes, it is. It is VER Lars, the first one out like usual. Let's see what banker lap time he can do and how many sets of softs he has. As I might turn down the game a little bit, just so I can hear myself think. There we go. That should be fine for you all. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make it louder or quieter. As Lars already invalidates, but it is fine. It's his out lap. It's not the main lap. As he's now powering down towards the straight, not opening ZRS yet. He wants to save it all to maximise it on his actual lap. Heading into the Wall of Champions, taking it nice and slowly, do not want to invalidate. Now putting the DRS open, heading down towards turn 1, braking just at the end of the orange barrier, down into third, taking a lot of curb, but down into second for the next bit, keeping it in second. Now powering up towards turn 3, braking just before the 50, down to fourth, clipping both apexes nicely, having to be careful not to run out and hit that barrier, taking the nice line into third for turn 5 and 6, keeping it in third, letting the car run out into fourth, and now down to this little mini straight onto 7 and 8, taking it fourth, clipping the orange curbs, running it outright, making sure he doesn't hit the grass to cause any wheel spin and lose time, braking at the hairpin just before the 100, down into second, running a little bit wide there. I think I haven't done many laps of this track. Now powering down on towards the back straight, heading towards the Wall of Champions where it can make or break your lap time. Just after the 100 into fourth, clipping both corners nicely. You can cut that a little bit more without getting away. Bashi G has retired, and he sets a 10.1 as a banker. That's a very good banker. And that's because the Ferrari, I think, of Cubon, he was just starting his lap. Then it will be the outlap of Foley. Then it'll be, I think it'll be Super Thomas. Super Thomas is on a lap. Now into the Wall of Champions. Who will be its first victim? Taking it a little bit tentative, letting the car run out. It is his banker. He does want to improve on this. What time is it? It's a 10.9. It's P2 for now. Next will be Yolmir, who goes P2. And then it'll be his teammate, who's just starting his lap. Then it'll be Bo Vanderberg in the second McLaren. Can he beat his teammate? Let's see, coming across the line. Yes, he does. Then it'll be the AlphaTauri of Wiggly Style, who is the reserve. He was in F1 last season. Where can he go as his banker? It's 11.6. It's P5 at the minute. Next will be Nestek, who's starting his out lap. Then it'll be Foley. No, it won't be Foley. It'll be Foley's teammate Zerke, who goes P5. Then it will be the Mercedes of Vilzu, who goes P5. Then it will be Jericho, who's starting his lap. We'll go on board with him. For now. Actually, no, we'll go back to Cubon, the F4 reserve, who's making his return again. Let's see. It won't be a very much a representative lap time. He goes P8 with a 13.2. Next will be Foley, who did get on the podium, I think, in Imola. Let's see, where can he go? He goes P6 with 11 flat. Next will be the AlphaTauri of Smerteroni or Snoken, who's just starting his lap. Kaipi, who's also invalidated somewhere, as he has a spinner and a hairpin. We will go to Jericho, I think. He's invalidated his lap time. His first lap time on the medium compound tyres. As I did actually not check. Let's see what tyres are on. They're all on the softs. So Jericho, the only one to set his lap on the medium so far. Snoken doing a 19.7 in the middle sector. I'm looking at the AlphaTauri of Lucas, who's just... No, not Lucas, Wiggly Style, but he's carrying on with his lap time. He was 3 seconds down. Saving a bit of ERS, I imagine. So we'll get rid of that fuel. Next will be Nasdaq, who invalidated his lap time, so he will peel off into the pit lane. Next will be Smerteroni, who was an F3, I believe, today, or is an F3 driver, into the Wall of Champions in 4th. Keeping it. So the driver's liking to keep him going into the Wall of Champions in 4th. And he goes P7 with 11.2. Next will be Smerteroni's teammate, Snoken, or Otto, who had a good result last time out, but couldn't get a warning removed, and he goes P4 with a 10.8, and Kaipi goes P2 with a 10.5. Very good lap time by the Mercedes driver. Next I think will be Lucas, who's starting his lap time, and I think Jericho's gone out for another lap. He has, but I think he's out of fuel, the Red Bull driver. Apparently he's gone purple. I highly doubt that, as he's on this set of medium compound tyres. We will go to H-Tibo, who shoots up to P3. Hugo Thibault goes P3 with a 10.7. I think Jericho Balgos will go into the pit lane. I have to assume he will. Yes, he does. So, and I believe Smerteroni, yes, he's 2.7 seconds down, sorry, as I can't speak. He heads off. He'll probably, I expect him to go into the pit lane, as I believe, is Lars on a lap? No, Lars is not on a lap. So, the first run being 4 tenths quicker than the other drivers is quite astounding. He's on his second run now on the softs. Can he get into the sub-9s? Let's see, powering down towards turn 1, into 3rd. Then into 2nd for the next bit. Oh, getting a bit of oversteer, running a bit wide there. He won't like that. Let's hope he can find more time in turn 3. Down into 4th, taking a lot more curb than the last time. That's beautifully done, if I do say so myself. Yes, it is. It's 700ths up. Can he find more time through this aspect of corners? I have seen someone jump up, but I cannot name you who it is. I think it's Lucas. I think Lucas went up to P4. I could be wrong though. Heading into turn 7, turn 8. Oh, he's run a bit wide on entry. He ran a bit wide on entry, so that took his lap. Yes, it was Lucas. So I think Yolmir is about to start his lap in the Williams. Haven't seen much of him so far, the Scuderia Rosso esports driver, but he is running the Latin Formula Racing name tag. Let's see. Oh, he's doing I think he's doing 2 preparation laps. So next lap will be his flying lap, so we'll cut back to him. Next will be Super Thomas setting his lap. As it will be Prime Vilzu. Oh my god, Jericho! Getting in the way. Thank god we caught that on stream, as Prime Vilzu got caught That surely lost him some time, and I think he's backed out of that lap. No, he's still going. Is he still up, though, because of that? He is, he's still up. He's lost a little bit of time, though. This will still probably put him in the 10s, but I have to assume that will be reported, because that is a horrible block by Jericho. Maybe not noticing that there was a driver on a fast lap. I don't know, but let's see. Getting into the Wall of Champions, taking it in 4th, taking a lot of curb on exit. Let's see, where does this go? Can this put, it does put him in the 10s, it goes P9. Let's see, is Lars on another lap, or is he? He's invalidated the first lap again. So Lars cannot get a valid lap time on his second run. We'll head on to... Yes, that's Yolmir starting his lap. And Wiggly Star as well starting his lap. Oh, excuse me. As I think Super Thomas, he was 4 attempts up and validated somewhere. As what he... No, as Hugo Thibault... No, Hugo Thibault's teammate. I think Lars. Yes, Lars heading into the pit lane, sorry. Now Kaipi. He's just starting his lap as there is a... I think an Alfa Romeo getting out of Jericho's way. Can Kaipi find half a second to challenge Lars's pole time? He goes into 4th as the AlphaTauri driver gets out of the way. It seemed nice and tidy by the Mercedes driver. As I'll quickly go on to Jericho to see if he's what split he's done. He's done a 41.8. Apparently it's purple. We'll cut back onto Kaipi. Is he up? He's slightly down. The Mercedes driver is slightly down. He needs to find all of it now in the Sector 2 and Sector 3. He needs to hope there's more time as both slots into P3. 200ths behind Kaipi. Very good lap there by the McLaren driver as we will go to Jericho. Heading into Wall of Champions, taking it in 5th. Running a lot of curb on the exit. Let's see, can this challenge him to the 9th? No, it can't. It's a 10th lap. No, and it goes a 10th quicker than Lars. What about Kaipi? Kaipi's still down. He's found a little bit more time though. He still needs to find time in Wall of Champions at the Wall of Champions if he wants to get anywhere near Lars and Jericho's times. Let's see. Into the chicane. Into 5th. Taking that nice and well, but I don't think he's found any more time though. I think he'll... Let's see though. Apparently he's found 2 temps though. He's gone stayed P3 with 10.3. Next I think will be Hugo Thibault. He's found a 10th. Where can this go? He'll go P4. He's found another 3 temps. He's 300s behind Kaipi. Very good from the reserve. From the reserve driver. As Snowcone spun. He did a Magnus in 2019 and he spun. What about Smirtaroni? Smirtaroni going P9. Next will be the AlphaTauri of Wiggly Style, I think. No, it's not. It's Wiggly Style's teammate of Lucas, who's just starting his lap. Next will be the Ferrari of Cubon. No, Cubon's just starting his lap. As where is Wiggly Style? He decides to pull it out into the pit lane. As I think Bashi's also going in... No, not Bashi, sorry, Jericho. Jericho's going into the pit lane. Let's see, as Lucas is invalidated, could that have been because of Nestek? Keyword there, could. Yeah, it's Cubon's 3 temps up in his time, but he needs to find 1.8 seconds to even challenge Zerki's time. Next I think will be Lars, who's just starting his lap, so we will stick on the P2 driver. He needs to find 94 hundredths of a second to beat Jericho's time. He needs to find a tenth and just over a tenth and a half to get into the 9s. Let's see, is Lars up on his time? He is, he's 2 temps up. A monster first sector by Lars. I think he's got no line though. So he could progress up to F1. Let's see, heading into turn 7 and 8 complex of corners. It's very important to get them right, and he does. I think he may have lost a little bit of time though due to his 2 invalidations there just for lap before, but he's kept this stagnant. He's kept the time. Now he can. I think he can find time there. He did find time there on his first sector, I think he did. On that, on that corner before. As here is Lars van der Linden, the F2 reserve, heading into the chicane. Let's see, into 4th. Oh my, taking a lot of curb on entry and a exit there. Let's see, can this be a 1 minute 9? It can, it's a mid-9 even. It's a 9.5. Can Jericho respond to that as he's coming out to the pit lane now? I think Lost goes up. Lost went up to P6. We'll head back onto Cubon, I think. Cubon, I think it's at the end of his lap time. Then we'll go to Nestek, who was P7. Can he find any more time, or is he going to peel off into the pits? The Ferrari driver getting out of his way. Let's see, heading into the last 4 minutes. So these will be the driver's last few runs of this qualifying session, as Nestek does pull into the pits. So I think Prime Dozy was on a lap. I think he is. I don't know if he's. Never mind. He's not up. He's not up or down even. It's his out lap. So we will stick on board with the Mercedes driver. He needs to find about half a second to match his teammates' time. Into turn 1, taking it in 4th. Turn 2, taking it in 3rd. Oh, losing the car a bit on exit. That will cost the driver some time. Let's see, heading into turn 3 and 4, taking a lot of curb on entry and exit. Let's see, has he found any more time? No, he's 800ths down. He needs to find more time, as I think the Mercedes driver is getting out of the Williams way, or vice versa, as he's heading through the mini straight on towards turn 7 and turn 8. Into 4, taking that pretty nicely, but has that found any more time for him? He needs to find at least turn 2 tenths. He's found it just over a tenth. He needs to find a bit more time though if he wants to go into the top 10, as there is a spinning car of either Bo or Top Super Thomas, I don't know. As I think that is Snoken, either the Aston Martin, giving Vilsey with slipstream or a tow. That will find him some more time. Let's see, going to the final corner as the Alpine driver of HTbo losing it a bit, as he will go, as Prime Vilsey will go P10, 2800ths behind. Top 10 is Jericho now. I think this will be his final lap. If he's not happy with it, he can go back. He can't even go back into the pits, I don't think, and get a fresh set of tyres on. Let's see, powering down towards the chicane and towards Wall of Champions. Taking a lot of curve. They're losing the car a bit. Has that cost him some time? Let's see. I think that might have done, but it's a 9.8. As Folly goes up, jumps up to P3. As the gap now is less than a tenth between 3 drivers, Folly, Kaipi and HTBoo. As I think that is the Williams driver of, yes, it was Yolmir. LFR Yolmir goes in P6 with the exact same lap time as HTBoo, so that's 4 drivers now within a tenth. I think it's Bo on a lap. He is a tenth up. Can he be another one of the drivers to go into the point 3s? Let's see, getting a little bit of a tow from the Mercedes driver ahead. Let's see, getting a lot of tow on his final exit. I think there's someone heading into the wall there. That might have been a Ferrari. Let's see as Bo goes P4 with a 10.2. Smutter only went P5 with a P5. Super Thomas going P5 now with a 0.2. So all the lap times are coming in thick and fast here. Next will be, I think Losku is starting his lap. No, it isn't. It'll be HTB who can't improve. Losk starting his lap. Next will be Snoken, who's also just starting his lap. So that is qualifying over for Jericho Balgos. But we'll head on to Lars, who's just going through to the end of Sector 1. Has he found any more time? No, he's a tenth and a half down. He has it all to do in the second and final sector as the Alpha Tauri coming across the line cannot improve his position, I don't think, or it's Lucas starting his lap. I can't quite tell. As Lars, I think he did that. Oh, he's lost it. He spun. He's pushed too hard and he spun the car. No damage though. Now he has to get out of the driver's ways. Next will be the Aston Martin of Smurteroni, but I think it's, yeah, that's his end of his lap. Yeah, it's Jericho Balgos retires from the session in the pit lane. That is fair. That is allowed to do. Next, I think, will be Cubon, who's 14 seconds down. This will be his final lap of the race. Nova, he's pulled into the pits. He's not happy with whatever happened. And so I believe that's qualifying over if they can spot anything different. Apparently, is Losk on a lap? I think Losk is on a lap. Can he improve? He can. It's a 10.3 again. Oh my god. These splits are something else. If we just ignore the top 2 as they should be in F1, Just a bit of biasy there, don't mind me. As Nestek, I think, is not on a lap. That is qualifying over. As I will look at Wiggly Style, who can only do a P16 at best. Vilsy's a 10th up being validated. Nestek is out of fuel. Oh, Loska's a 10th up, sorry. If he finds a 10th, it'll be P4. And he's only P7 in the minute. He's a 10th up, but he's well out of fuel, I think. And DRS, so I think that is his lap done. Smurteroni, though, is 16 seconds down. So I have to assume that's qualifying over. I don't think Lost can find any more time. As the Williams is powering down towards the chicane. Does he go into the pit lane? No, he takes it. As he hits the wall a bit. Let's see. Yeah, he's down. As he's out of a session, he crashes during quali. As that is, I think that is qualifying over. Yeah, it is. Right, let's go to the leader. Right. Lars 3 tenths ahead of Jericho. Jericho 2 and a bit tenths ahead of Kaipi. I think Kaipi's a 10th, 0.14 seconds up on Bo. And then Bo 2 and a bit hundredths up on Super Thomas, who is 28 hundredths off on Smurteroni, who's 2 thousandths up on Losk, who's 5 thousandths up for Folly, who's 42 hundredths, I think, 52 hundredths up on HT Bo, who does the exact same lap time as Yolmir, and then it's 3 tenths ahead of Nestek. And then it's Zerkeet, Lucas, Vilzu, all within a tenth of each other. And then Snoken, Wiggly Style, Cubon rounding out the drivers, with Bashi serving a qualifying ban. Oh, this midfield is going to be tight. It's going to be a super long DRS train, but it won't be because there's going to be rain. At least I hope there's rain. The great equalizer. So I think this might be Lars' 3rd race in a row where he started in the top 2. So his 3rd time's a charm for the VAR driver. He missed out on the race win in Azerbaijan because he doesn't know how to do a pit entry. He missed out in Belgium because he doesn't know how to keep it in between the white lines. What can he not do now to now not win this race? As looking at it as it now, it is bone dry, and I have no idea if there's a formation lap or not. As there's last 10 seconds for the drivers to sort out their strategy options. Who goes on the softs, mediums or hards? We're about to find out, as it will be 1, 2. Oh, is it formation? Oh, it's a formation lap. Oh, I've been duped. I've been rickrolled here. It's a formation lap. So it's going to be time to look at the tyres, as it's a medium and hard split. But Lars going on the medium, so the next 3 drivers behind him all on the hard, so he needs to make a gap. He needs to get the gap out. He cannot let Jericho, Kaipi or Bo keep within his DRS, because if he does, and later on in his race, when the tyres run out, is that his PCF2? And if the oh, I'm sorry, as Kaipi spins during the formation lap, I think that will bode well with how his race is going to go. As Jericho as well was spun as well. Sorry, I look at my phone for 2 seconds, and the 2 of the top 3 drivers are spun. Right, perfect. Bo's in their P2 on the track anyway. So I'm just going to get the chat up. As now Lars, they all have to, right. This is also a vital important for the F2 drivers today. How many of them can park a Formula 1 car? Right, let's see. How does Lars park his car? He parks his car very facing the left-hand side. He's making his option clear. He wants to cover off Jericho. And let's see who cannot park a car. So far they can all park a car. Are we going to see anyone who can't park? What does Jericho do on the start? Jericho keeps it directly in front. He's looking to minimize the traction and wheel spin and get a better start than Lars. Oh, as Lucas cannot park a car. No, neither can Wiggly Style and neither can Kaipi. And neither can Cubon. Okay, so I will get rid of that. As it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go as Lars gets a drive-through penalty. Oh, that is not good for his race. As Super Thomas jumps boat will be 3 wide into turn 1 for the top 2. For bottom 3 as Kaipi loses out to Super Thomas and Bo loses out to both of them as Bashi's already P14 on the start. Is there any more side-by-sides happening? It's looking like it's the further back. Bashi up to P13. Now Yolmir and Lucas going side-by-side. Lucas cutting on the track. That will definitely be a warning to the drive. As Lars is already 1.1 seconds ahead, but he has to serve his drive-through. He has to go now. Let's see, as I will sort out with intervals. There we go. So we'll also get the position changes now. So within the first 2 sectors, Bashi had been the biggest gainer, gaining 5 positions already. Super Thomas and Zerky gaining 2. So I'll get rid of that now. It's just 1.6 already between Lars and Jericho. He needs to serve his drive-through penalties. Wiggly Styles loses the car a bit as Lucas loses the car fully. So AlphaTauri not having a good day as there's side-by-side happening between the 2 Alfa Romeo drivers into the chicane. Does any of them go into the Wall of Champions? No, I think Foley backs out to get a better exit on the main straight, which I think he does. Let's see, as a further ahead, Smithering trying to get past H-Tebow. Yes, oh, someone's cut the track. Foley's cut the track. I lost Daydream there for a second and he's P14. That is not good for Federico. He had a brilliant result in Imola. Hasn't been participating in the last 2 races and has come back to be P14 and don't know how to take turn 1. I almost spilled my drink. That would have been very bad for me. Lap 2, 2.4 seconds the gap between Lars and Jericho, but Lars has a drive-through penalty and I think that will put him last, because I think the pit lane is 20 seconds as we get a predicted pit stop strategy of hard mediums. I think the hard mediums will happen, or does anyone go for a hard soft or medium soft as Yolmir loses out 2 positions as Bashi's already gained 8. Smurterini getting the run on Zerky. He's going to go round the outside and he does so. Now can Bashi follow suit? Yes, as Lars does pit to serve this drive-through penalty, which promotes Bashi up to P9. So Bashi, hashtag too quick, is in P9 after 2 laps, after 2-3 laps. As the gap now is 7 tenths between Jericho and Super Thomas, who's on the medium compound tyres. Super Thomas needs to get ahead and build the gap to Jericho. And so it's a yellow flag in sector 2 for Kaipi. Kaipi spun. I have no idea if that's front wing damage. Oh, so does Foley. Foley spins in the exact same place. Let's see which one can get that car going first. It'll be Foley, as that is a safety car. So that will allow Lars to get back up, and he will be well, allow him to get back up. It will allow Foley and Kaipi to replace their front wing. As here is Miku, the F2 steward. As I think we may get a second commentator, as Kaipi does pit. we go. We are back. We are back at the live action. And for those of you who are just joining now, and if you have missed quality in the first 4 laps of this race and wondering why there is a safety car, please hit the rewind, or hit the rewind on YouTube, and you can see all the action from quali to the first 4 laps of this race and to now. As you can see, Bashi up at 10 places because he had a quali ban, and Fully and Kaipi spinning, dropping him down as H2 has also had a spin. If you think we're on the merry-go-round with the amount of spins that's happening so far, and people are allowing H2 back up because they had because the game doesn't know that Hugo Tivo spun, and they thought that the drivers have overtaken him during the safety car. As I'll quickly there we go. As you can see, Low-Key Chips is joining. He will be my co-commentator as soon as he joins the party. Hello. Hello, Chips.
Hello, I have returned from hibernation.
He is returned from his however long hiatus he had as not commentating, and the safety car is in this lap. So Bashi had a quali ban, so he started P18. Within the first 2 laps he was P9.
Yeah, it looks like a fairly spread on quite a lot out there. I'm here to assist. So don't mind me in the background. I'll watch out for all the action that's kind of going on elsewhere whilst you focus on all the important stuff going on.
Yes, as Lars started, he was pole position, but had a drive-through penalty because he jumped the start, which allowed Jericho to gain, and he's gone now. He's gone early. Has that caught out Super Thomas? It hasn't. That's caught out Bo. Can Losk make the move into Wall of Champions? No, he can't, because he has to cross the checkered line first. Super Thomas, can he make a move on the medium compounded tyres compared to Jericho's hards? Yolme gets a 3-second time penalty.
Ooh, so big crash. Yolme's out of the race.
It's a big crash in World Champions. It looks like it involved Snowken as well. Will that be another safety car, perhaps?
Ooh. Yeah, that's the Martin. Snowken is. I think they must have made contact there, but Yolme, his race is over on lap 5. His yellow flag's being waved, so it doesn't look like there will be another safety car, at least for now.
Yes, as Super Thomas making a mistake, and that allows Bo to get ahead, and it allows Jericho to make a 1.2 second gap, which is exactly what the hard compound tyre runners want at the front. And also not be what Super Thomas runs on the mediums. As they have gone for a split strategy, as you can see now. Losk on the hards as well, and Zerki on the mediums as well. Bashi on the hards up to P6.
I'm not sure if it's just me. Does the surface look very shiny at the moment?
Yeah, it did start. There were sunny skies in Canada. Now it's gone a bit misty. As someone's gone, it's Losk. Losk has gone. I don't know if that's any contact with Zerki. They were close together, but I don't know if that resulted in a spin, as Vilsi was looking on the back of Bashi to the P5. Yeah, there could be a chance of rain at the latter stages of this race, but I'm not sure. I haven't been told the weather.
Folly's lost some of his front wing on the Wall of Champions, and Wiggly's gonna have a run on him. Is he gonna send up the inside? No, he thinks better of, but you have for Tauri and Kaipi going side by side into turn 1 and through turn 2. So they might arrive at turn 3 looking as, but no, the Mercedes driver gets through.
Yeah, Kaipi had a bit of wing damage on lap 1 as Folly gets a 3-second time penalty, probably due to that wing damage. Is it one more lap to his DRS?
I believe so. Should be lap 8 where DRS is activated. Of course, the top 2 separated by 1.1 seconds. So yeah, Bio at the moment out of DRS range, but his teammate well in range. and will be looking to make some ground up into the top 2.
Yes, as momentarily he is, and now he is in the DRS of Jericho. So does Jericho use the ERS to get out of it? But he has Jericho has considerably more ERS. Would there be a bit of a swap between Super Thomas and Bo to allow Super Thomas on them better compound tyres to try and challenge up to Jericho and solidify them in the DRS?
I think you'd expect so, and I think we might have just seen something similar from the Alpine drivers just a moment ago as Lars and HT switched positions. Lars currently fairly quick at the moment. I know you said he got a jump start, a drive-through penalty, so he's already made his way back up into P8, so still could be on course for a fairly good result by the end of this race. Yeah, he did get pole position by 3 tenths in quali, as he's looking for the move now at the end, start of sector 2, down into the hairpin. Ooh, bit of contact, bit of contact. Lars oversteering into Smirteroni, but he will get the RS. But HT-Bo's going to go side by side with them, the Alpine drivers. Let's see. Oh, Lars almost goes into the back of Smirteroni. That may have caused Smirteroni to go wide, and Lars having to cut the corner, jumping on the bit of the orange curb, and that allows Cubon to get ahead of him as well. So Lars making a meal of it. Oh, he's contact is what he's going deep.
This may allow Lars as well to get up and make 2 positions at once here. It could be side freeway into the Wall of Champions. Lars not letting it go on the harder compound tyres. Lucas having to pit due to damage. Let's see. Inside, contact turned in.
And he's going to be out, surely.
Nah. He's not out yet. There's Bashi's up to P4 now. He's going side by side with the Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo on the outside, but on the fresh and compound tyres. Oh, making a bit of contact with Bashi's rear left, but it makes the move stick. So Bashi up to P4 now, but 1.4 seconds behind Super Thomas.
That was a very aggressive driving there from Lars. I wouldn't be surprised to see a penalty a little bit later on, as we know. Obviously, he's watching. He did not leave any room on the inside, as we've got more yellow flags with the Mercedes of Kaipi, who's gone round. Whilst Lars tries to regain those positions. He lost on that last lap, and the Ferrari have made contact, and he's lost his front wing. The Ferrari and the Alpine have made contact, and I believe it's complete wing damage.
Complete wing damage from Lars. He has to be careful now. He has to as a safety car, sorry. I have not noticed that, but there is a safety car, so it allows Lars to pit. Maybe onto... Oh, he has to go onto mediums, though.
I was going to say a little bit of commentator's curse for me there, speaking about how great Lars' race was going, and then a lap later he ends up with no front wing. But hey-ho, don't shoot the messenger. But yeah, as you mentioned, he'll get a chance to pit now, so a free pit stop for himself. And probably a few drivers, you'd probably imagine the medium tyre runners will come into the pits as so Zerki and Smirteroni, Cubon as well in the Ferrari coming into the box, and I believe a few other hard tyre runners. Weekly Style also jumped into the pits. I believe one of the AlphaTauri surely has rear wing damage. He looked like he speared into those barriers fairly aggressively. We'll see what tyres they will choose to go onto, given the fact that the circuit or the surface is starting to look a little bit it's not raining, but I guess you'd call it a little bit of moisture, so rain probably on the horizon at some point in the next 10 to 15 laps.
Yes, as it was Lucas, he made contact with Lars into the Wall of Champions, as he had to repair his front wing, forcing him to double stack with Wiggly Style, but it's under safety car, so he doesn't lose that much time, as all the pit stops promotes Bashi up to P3.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is a perfect start for Bashi. This is exactly what you would have wanted.
15 positions, starting P18, well, starting from the back. Did he have a qualifying ban?
Yeah, he had a quali ban.
Okay, wow. So championship leader up into P3. His teammate now within sights, as you can see, whilst he goes side by side with the McLaren driver. Also, a few other noticeable position changes. Gozu having jumped 10 positions up from P14, so a very solid race for him so far, but still a very, very long way to go. And as I'm sure we all know, a lot of things can happen around this circuit, as the barriers are very, very close and it's very, very high speed. So another 25 laps to go. I'm sure things will most certainly change.
Yes, as apparently, I know you saw the contact between Lars and Cubon in the Ferrari, however I didn't, and so the stream didn't, but apparently Lars is not upset in the chat. He's blaming the Ferrari for turning on a straight. I don't know if you saw that or if you were a bit late to it.
Yeah, I'll probably be able to clip it, just in case. So I'll save the gameplay if Miku needs any footage. But yeah, it looked. I don't know. We need to see the onboard of the Ferrari, but they did come together, and the Alpine ended up in the wall. So. You know, might be a tricky one for Miku depending on what both point of views are saying, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. For now, Lars down in P13 and Cubon running P10, so at some point they may come together again on the track, so we'll watch and see what happens then.
Yes, as Cubon, he's a main F4 driver. He's up in F2 because he runs line only. So it could be just a little bit of misexperience, not knowing Lars was there and seeing that he was fine, so he could maybe take a defensive move. I don't know, but we will hopefully find out later. Later on.
The safety car being this lap, I anticipate it would be.
I assume
Alpine
so.
is not too far back. Also, is that the Williams? Sorry, because I get the colours.
Yeah, the Williams.
Does get the colours mixed up.
Yeah, Lars and HT
car in this lap.
Yeah, Lars and HT are in the Alpine, and Losk and Yolmir are in the Williams. Safety car is in this lap. If you want to see Jericho off, if you want, seeing as I did the first one.
Yeah, sure. So it looks like he might not be able to go as soon or as early as he did last time, given that the safety car message came in a little bit late. So when will he choose to go? It looks like he will go before the final corner at least, based on how much he's trying to warm those tyres. Bio on the exact same 10-lap-old hard, and yet he's gone now. And has he caught anybody out? No, he hasn't. But we look on to what's going on in the background. You see Bro still waving.
Losk out.
Weaving to somebody's out. Yeah,
Losk
the two drivers out.
Yeah, Losk and Folly out. Losk and Folly made
Williams.
contact. Made contact just before going into the Wall of Champions. I don't know what exactly happened, but Folly has front wing damage. So sorry to cut you off there.
No worries. I was going to say I don't even know how that happens before the last corner. I thought that would probably happen after the last corner, but
someone spin! Nestec spins on the exit at turn 3. I don't think he has damage, Rose, but that is ruined Haas. That is a reset of track, I think.
No, he spun it around. It was
Did he spin it around? Okay.
He spun it quite perfectly, to be fair. And also, feel free to interrupt any time. No worries. Just depend. Oh, it looked like somebody almost spun on the curb there, but I think it was the Aston Martin of Smirteroni, but he seems to have kept it well on the track. You still got Bashi close behind the McLaren of Bio, currently running in P2, so he's going to want to make this a Red Bull 1-2 very, very soon. You also had Lars very close to the back of Wiggly there, and you've got that Zerky, we've got HT and Kaipi battling. Kaipi still on 8-lap-old medium tyres, having pit under the first safety car, so he's going to be really asking for the rain to come very, very soon. It looks like he's got a fairly decent exit off the final corner, but he's not going to look to make a move. But on the other hand, the Alpine's going to try and look around the outside of the Aston Martin. Can he make the move stick? They make a little bit of contact, but the Aston Martin defends that position very, very well, and he maintains P5.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of contact on the entry of a corner. But going into the back of Smirteroni, but neither of them have any damage or lose a bit of time, as Kaipi needs to overtake these guys quickly if they keep battling like this, because as the gap between Smirteroni and Vilzu is 1.4 seconds. As Vilzu's all over the back of Bashi, and Bashi losing a little bit of time. As commentators curse Prime Vilzu getting a 3-second time penalty. You did it with Lars, I'll do it with Vilzu. As Kaipi is side by side with HT going around the outside in the hairpin. Kaipi on the glass looking up, and as he's spinning, I feel like Smirteroni had to give a little. Oh no, was it Smirteroni or HT? HT had to give more space there. He had to give more space there. He forced Kaipi onto the grass, so I have to assume that is a penalty, as Super Thomas does get ahead of Cubon for P8.
Wow, there's so much going on at the moment. There's action left, right and centre. Here at Montreal, as it looked like for a second, Wiggy was going to spear into the back of Kaipi, but Kaipi already without any ERS on 3%, so he could find himself in quite a heap of trouble very, very soon, as Lars gets past Wrigley, who seems to be struggling at the moment. But again, battles going on all over the track. It looks like Lars is going to be the man on the charge very, very soon. Zerky only 2 tenths behind HT, and it looks like it's Smirteroni that's kind of got a little bit of a train forming behind him, currently sitting in P5.
Yes, as Jericho almost breached the gap to 3 seconds, DRS is now enabled. Bash and Bo almost breached the gap to Bashi as well. That would have been massive for Bo if he could get out of Bashi's 1 second. But at this moment in time, it seems like the opposite way around.
Lars has just got up the inside of Kaipi, but he's not left him any room. He's actually pushed him off the track, and there's a Haas. There's Nesbeck has spun out once again. So Lars making quite aggressive moves, and we've got Wiggly and Kaipi going wheel to wheel. Kaipi going really deep. He's pushed Wiggly all the way off the track, and he's made the move. And it's also invited Snoken to come up the inside. He might get a little bit of a slipstream behind the Mercedes and make his way past the Alpha Tauri, but no, actually. It looks like it could be 3 wide going into the Wall of Champions, but no, he thinks better of it.
Yes, as you were talking, Bashi getting ahead of Bo, making it a Red Bull 1-2, and HT getting ahead of Smerteroni for P5. But Zerky at the minute trying to go round the outside of Smerteroni at turn 2. If he can try and cut back and get the switch back, he'll get a better exit to turn 3. He's going to go for a side by side. He's going to have the inside making a bit of contact. Smerteroni going off the track and keeping the position. As I think Zerky's going to go for it again. No, he's backed out. As now Zerky getting a 3-second time penalty, so the top 4 all within DRS of each other, and then it's a 3-second gap to HT, which is exactly what Vilsey wants because he's got a 3-second time penalty. I think Lars is on the back of Super Thomas. He would want to get he wants to overtake him on this lap since he has the fresher medium compounded tyres, but he will have to pit again. As I think Zerky got a better exit than Smerteroni. He will get DRS. Yeah, as for top 2, Bashi and Jericho, will there be maybe a... Vilsey is now Vilsey and Bo. Vilsey getting ahead of Bo Vanderberg. Is there any other moves behind? I don't think so. So Vilsey needs to find 5 tenths on this Red Bull 1-2 to get rid of the DRS. Otherwise, Bo will try and make the move again. As I think they're side by side. Yes, there is. Smerteroni and Zerky. Zerky getting the move done. And now needs to be within the DRS of HT on the fresher set of tires.
Bashi having a look.
Bashi gets a 3-second time penalty. Sorry, carry on.
Oh, he's made contact. He's going to be out. No, he's just lost his front wing. So Lars and Super Thomas going side by side through turn 3. And unfortunately, Lars is another safety car.
As another
Lars
safety
is the man
car.
to lose out.
Yep. Once again, it's not been Lars's race pace. I thought he made contact with Cubon again, but it was with Super Thomas. Once again, he just looks like Lars can't get a break. As now, is this the time for the top 5 and Smerteroni to pit onto a set of mediums? There has to be, because their tyres will probably be around 50%, I think, around the 40 to 50% range. And with the laps, with like about 4 laps of safety car, 15 laps on the mediums. Kaipi's gone 12 laps on the mediums, so it could be possible. As Jericho does pit, does Bashi follow him? Bashi does follow him. What about Vilsey? Vilsey follows him. Bo follows him. And HT follows him. Zerky stays out. Jericho is going on the mediums. Bashi's maybe holding up here. No, he doesn't. The Red Bull pit stop's timing it to perfection, but Snoken... No, they're pitting, okay. Because I thought the Smerteroni got ahead of Bashi, but he hasn't pitted yet.
Wow. So what I will say is we have got a very, very interesting race on our hands because we've got such a mixture of strategies. As you can see, the top 4 have currently been on their tyres for 7 laps, or since the last safety car. One of them being Wiggly Style, who is on mediums, and then the top 3 all on the hard tyres. Everybody else is pitting for what seems to be a new set of medium tyres, and they would like to go all the way to the end of this race. So there's going to be a lot of battling to come. We're probably going to anticipate the safety car would come in. You can see the Haas is quite far away at the moment, so the safety car will most likely come in around lap 19. So it'll probably be around 16 to 15 laps of racing once we finish this period of the safety car. So very, very interesting to see what's going to turn out here in F2.
Yeah, speaking of the top 3, Cubon, I think, is disconnected, or he's left the session, so someone needs to invite him. I think I can quickly invite him. Can you invite him? Alright, perfect. As Lars pitting onto a 3-lap old set of medium compound tyres, he does not have another set of mediums. Yes, as Cubon has now joined back. That is good. So now we are 17 laps into this PSF2 race. It is Zerky leading this race, followed by Super Thomas, Cubon and Wiggly Style, as Nesta gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car.
Oh god.
Oh, right, that'll be long. It'll surely have to be longer then, because he has to serve the drive-through. I think, anyway, as now the first of the pit stops, Jericho, Bashi and Vilzu in a net P1, 2 and 3, with Bo P4, with Bashi and Vilzu, sorry, having 3 second time penalties. So Smurteroni, HTbo and Kaipi, both P9, 10 and 11. Snoking following behind, then it's Lars pitting onto older set of mediums. They will struggle to go to the end, he's in P13. Then it's Lucas and Foley pitting on a set at hards, or not pitting, sorry. And Nestek getting a drive-through penalty and is in P16. A fair way back.
Why does Nestek still have a Delta to drive to? Shouldn't the Delta have been gone by now?
Codemaster doing Codemaster things, I think.
Yeah, fairs.
Yeah. Because I think he's not close enough. I think he's fine now, though.
You need to catch the pack, surely.
Yeah, he's fine now.
Yeah, we'll probably have another lap. Yeah. We'll probably have another lap and then we'll be underway.
Which would be good, getting it, making sure everyone's close enough. So there is a lot of incidents in this F2 race so far. The stewards will have a lot to cut out for. Let's see, is there any been... There's been no reports yet.
He's got a penalty. Has he got damage?
No, I think he's cut the corner. He's locked up. He did suffer an injury, he did suffer an injury in his finger, which left him to be out for a few races. He's only,
okay.
So that it could be his injury acting up, but I don't know. But I think that could get removed as it's under the safety car, as he's pitting again.
Yeah.
Does he think he can serve his drive-through?
He might retire.
No, he didn't speed, so I don't know if he retires. We will stick on to him for now.
Softs.
No, he pits for a set of softs. I mean, it's different.
Why not? Yeah, the way that this race is going, it seems like there could be another safety car at some point. So maybe if he's got some good pace on there, I wouldn't rule out. Obviously, he's got to drop the drive through though, so that's probably another reason why I should go for the soft tyres. But what I would say, this has made me very excited for tomorrow's race in F1. Although me personally, I've done no practice at all, but I do quite like this circuit around Canada. Very difficult, as you can see, it's catching a lot of people out. Safety car will be in on this lap, so we'll have 15 or 16 racing laps once we recommence.
Yep. It's still, this grid is not set yet. There's still another 15 laps of this action to come. So please tune in, stick in, as safety car is in this lap, but Mylander has had enough of this track. Zerky will lead the pack. The question is, when does he go? Does he go before or after the World of Champions? And does it catch anyone out? Let's see now. Heading on the straight, the safety car is entering the pit lane now. When does he go? Does it catch out Super Thomas? Super Thomas is staying right behind the Alfa Romeo rear wing. As I think he's going to wait till after Wall of Champions to go.
He's still not gone yet.
He's gone now. Does that catch out anyone?
Red Bulls, water wheel.
Yeah, Super Thomas. Oh, Red Bulls water wheel, sorry. I think this could be his let Bashi go. Yes, he does. All going around the outside. Wiggly Style goes wide. Oh, there's a Vilzu trying to go around the outside of Bashi, but doesn't make his stick, and Bashi's got ahead of Jericho. I think Jericho's going to stay behind him. Yes, he does. Wiggly Style now down the outside of Wiggly Bashi. Bashi keeping the move stick. HTbo gets a 3 second time penalty for multiple warnings. So Bashi going to go down the inside now.
Oh, he sent it.
He sent it down the inside. Let's see. Does he? That's fine. Now Jericho needs to get ahead of him if he wants to keep with Bashi as soon as possible, as it's 1/10 now the gap between Zerky and Super Thomas. Let's see, does anyone go as Lucas and Snoking are battling behind the P13. Bo. That's Bo gone. He was running in a net P4 and he spun out of contention. As now Lars gets ahead of Smurteroni. He's going to go down the inside of Kaipi. He's gone a bit wide. This will allow Kaipi to get the switch back.
Oh, 3 wide.
As it'll be 3 wide ahead. Yeah, so now Kaipi now going to get the run on last probably. Let's see, he's going to try and go round the outside into Wall of Champions. This surely won't end well for either driver. No, as Kaipi goes into the pit lane, he may have got some damage. He's speeding. He got a 5-second penalty for speeding. This could be him retiring. As Bashi gets ahead of Cubon now for P3. As Wiggly Star has lost position to both Jericho and Vilzu in that matter of time. As now it's 1/10 between Super Thomas and Zerky. And now it's 2/10 behind Bashi as well. Let's see. When does Bashi make the move? As Jericho now gets ahead of Cubon. Cubon's going to have the inside line though, maybe a better traction. But Jericho, using his ERS on the new set of medium compound tyres, he'll have the outside line.
He's not going to make that.
Cubon turning left there a bit, I think, on Jericho's POV.
Yeah, so Cubon got a bit of, as Jericho turned in, Cubon got a little bit of oversteer. He was going to spin out. Oh,
yes,
no!
Bashi's overtaking Super Thomas, going to go side by side. I think Vilsi was spun.
No, Wiggly's come out of nowhere and he's absolutely smashed Vilsi off the track. I hope Vilsi's not got any damage there. We say that HTBO and Lars look like they swap positions. Snowcomb and Wiggly also swap positions, but Wiggly coming like a train out of nowhere, absolutely smashing Vilsi. I hope he's got no side pod damage, as mentioned before. But Bashi looking to make the move around the outside of Super Thomas. Is he going to make it stick? It looks like he is going to make it stick. He's got the inside line, and he's now up into P2 after starting in last.
Yes, this is a very good damage limitation race, as some could say, for Bashi. Now Jericho needs to follow that. He needs to make the move on Super Thomas as quickly as possible. What about Bashi now? Does he go for it before the DRS? No, he doesn't. Zerky having 78% ERS compared to Bashi's 27, but it may not stop him. DRS open, giving him an extra 12 miles an hour speed. As now easy as you like, Bashi making the move into P1, last to first in 22 laps.
What I would say, it's very, very far from over. As you mentioned, Zerky's got quite a lot of ERS remaining, whereas Bashi has been very aggressive.
Jericho getting overtaken by Super Thomas. Jericho going down the inside of Super Thomas. They both have DRS, but I think Super Thomas backs out there and allows Jericho to get past. As now Zerky is gaining on Bashi. Zerky's going to go round the outside of Bashi. Is there any contact? Oh no! That's very good driving by both of them. Zerky making it out the one. This will allow Jericho to go past. Jericho will make move on Bashi as well. He's going to go round the outside into turn 1. Will there be any contact between the two Red Bull drivers? Unlike last week, there won't be. Zerky down the inside still as he's lost the car a bit. Will this allow Super Thomas to go down the inside as Nesta gets a penalty? Zerky covering it off.
Oh my god.
Brilliant.
And don't forget, Lars is only in P6. Lars can see the race lead from here. He was the man that stuck it on pole by 3 seconds per second. So
Lars going down the inside. No contact. Oh, no contact between all three drivers and Lars. Oh, Super Thomas spinning back into the path of Lars, and this will allow Vilsi to get back up.
He's got wing damage.
Does Lars have wing damage? We may do. Yes, he does. Left. He's lost an end plate. He's lost his front left end plate. This will allow Snowcomb to make the move. So Lars can't getting a single hair of luck. And it's just now 5/10 now, the gap between Bashi and Lars. The gap is now a second between HTBO and Zerky.
Yeah, terrible luck for Lars today. Wow, every time he's got up into a position where he can race, something has happened, whether his own or somebody else's fault. So it's P6 at the moment, and it doesn't look like he will be able to keep up with the leaders, as he's got some front wing end plate damage.
Yes, I think this is now the time that Zerky and Bashi and Jericho, sorry, will try and work together to get out of the DRS, as Lars is getting overtaken by Snowcomb. Yeah, as I was saying, Bashi and Jericho will try and work together to try and get out of the DRS as Zerky, and then after a while try and push it and see who can get the win out of either of them. Obviously, Bashi having that 3-second time penalty will put him at a disadvantage. And so will Zerky. Wow. I think can go to the end. Can 25 lap hold hard, yeah. So HTBO will need to make the move.
I feel like there's been a couple of safety cars between Zerky putting on those hards, and also very interested to see that all that ERS that Zerky had is gone now. So he's down to 25%, almost matching that of Bashi. HTBO, as you said, close behind, so he's eyeing the final spot on the podium. It will be interesting to see where Zerky's tyres are by the end of the race, in line with all the other medium runners. The Super Thomas goes at the inside of Foley, and they go wheel to wheel, and Super Thomas loses the rear end, and that allows Foley to retake the position. Wow.
Yes, as HTBO makes the move on Zerky on the main straight. He'll go into P3 and he's 1.7 seconds now behind the Red Bull drivers. He needs to push like an absolute madman to try and get within this DRS of those two.
Thompson Foley have made massive contact and Foley's in the barrier. Foley tried to make the move, it seemed, and it did not stick. Foley's ended up in the barrier. He may or may not have damage, but Super Thomas definitely has got some damage there on his front wing.
Yes, as we're looking at now, yes, Super Thomas has lost his front left end plate. So a bit of contact, people. It is a very tight circuit. And there'll be a lot of room for contact, as you have seen so far, as now Zerky out of the DRS of HTBO, and HTBO only a 10th away from the DRS of Bashi, as Cubon gets another 3-second time penalty, but he's 16th, so it won't matter. It's now Vils who gets another 3-second time penalty. That will drop him to P9, I think, if I can do maths.
Me, as the race goes on, those time penalties will start flying in. A lot of drivers will probably be on around 1 or 2 warnings by now, so still with 10 laps to go, a lot of room for error at the moment. Yeah,
are you able to check Jericho's warnings?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah,
wow.
Bashi...
None.
Wow. So Jericho keeping it clean, as quite the opposite as most drivers can say. Today, Zerky, Prime Vilzu now, he needs to ignore the time penalties, and he needs to try and just push to minimise the time penalties and try and get as much points as he can for Mercedes, as it looks like Kaipi won't be getting any. It's now, it's saying that he's 6 tenths behind Zerky. Zerky, I think they both have a similar penalties. As I will check now, no, Vilzu has an extra 3 seconds. And Snowken having none. So if we check the gap to leader, he's 6 seconds behind Bashi, and he's about 4.4 behind.
Oh, I think he spun out.
Oh, that's a reset to track.
Yeah,
I got that. I got that on stream as well. I think Miku also caught that. So the Alpine team cannot get anything to go their way in the race, as Bashi is now 2 tenths behind. Seeing that they've spun, he'll probably go for the move or try and push each other. As Bashi has 30% ERS compared to Jericho's 19, but has a 3-second time penalty.
Looks like Bashi's running quite a lot of downforce. There's a yellow flag, Cubon has spun out, but and something I noticed, it seems like Bashi's running quite high downforce, because the way that he was overtaken a few laps ago by one of the cars with DRS was quite drastic, and he didn't seem to gain too much on his teammate there. So hopefully we're going to get some gloves off action between the 2 Red Bulls out in front with about 8 laps remaining here in Canada. Let's see what they could do to entertain us for the race victory.
Yes, as Vilzu is 3 tenths behind Zerky, as Lars has the fastest lap in the race, showing like he does have pace, but just hasn't gone his way today, as it's 2 tenths now the gap between Zerky and Prime Vilzu. Does Vilzu go for the move now, or does he wait to the back straight? I think he's going to... Yes, he does wait to the back straight. However, it's going to cost him time for Snowken. He's going to get within the DRS, I think. Does he... Yes, he will. Just about, as Vilzu is going to go for the move now. He's going to go down the inside of Zerky at the hairpin. Who gets DRS out of these two? It will be Vilzu. Vilzu does get DRS. That will allow him to pull away. And we'll... Ooh... But it doesn't look like he's pulling away. It looks like he's running higher wings compared to Zerky, as HTBO gets the move done on Lucas. As Lucas gets another gets a 3-second time penalty, adding his total to 6 seconds.
Yeah. So something I just saw there was that Bashi actually wasn't full throttle going down the end of that back straight. So he looks like he's waiting for the last couple of laps to make the move.
Someone spun. Snowken spun. Snowken has spun. So him having 0 seconds of time penalty. Snowken and Lucas have both spun. I don't know if they just spun synchronized or if there was contact, but that is good for Vilzu, because I think he'll finish with some good points now. Let's see, 6-12. Yeah, he'll finish P6 at this moment in time, including the penalties. Let's see, Zerky. As now HTBO, he will get a 10-second time penalty for resetting to track. So now the gap is 4 tenths between the 2 Red Bull drivers. Let's see, does Bashi lift off again?
Yeah.
He does. He is lifting off. He's saving the ERS. He's waiting for the last few laps as I think Cubon is spun again.
Dangerous game he's playing there.
Yeah, he is. He's just saving his ERS, and I think Jericho is as well. See, the problem with what Bashi is doing, because it does allow Jericho to save his ERS as well. It may not have enough as Bashi, but it'll save him enough just to try and defend. And Zerki's within 4 attempts of Vilzu. Vilzu is running higher wings than Zerki, which is allowing Zerki to keep up with Vilzu on the straights. And is losing some time in the corners as it's the fastest lap of the race of 11.5. He's up into P10
now. As you mentioned that he got into a half spin, he did manage to keep it together, but very, very close to completely spinning. I feel like today's been a race of commentators' curse, as I feel like every time we've mentioned the driver's great performance.
Sorry to cut you off, Vilzu does get another 3-second time penalty, so it'll be 9 seconds now. I see, it'll be now 15 seconds.
Red Bulls are a lot closer now.
Yeah, they're a lot closer. Does Bashi go for the move? He's not. He's using. He's not full throttle. Wow. He's still waiting. I feel like he could have gone for the move there.
Definitely, very easily. He would have very easily taken P1, but it looks like the Red Bull drivers are playing games out in front. So it'll be interesting to see what tactic Jericho pulls. Will he try and back his teammate up a little bit into Vilzu? Obviously, Bashi has got a 3-second time penalty, so he needs to be wary of not making an overtake and potentially the cars behind catching up. Or will he maintain the position out in front and really try and use his ERS on the last couple of laps to defend?
Yes, as I think the replay of what happened last time in Belgium would be going through their heads, where Bashi went into the back of Jericho, which got him his quali ban, so I don't think they want that to happen again. They do talk in the party, so I think they will try. I think it'll be silent at the minute, so they don't want it to happen again. If someone spun, I think it's HDbo. It's HDbo spinning, and he has reset the track again. That's the second time today he has reset the track. So that'll be another 10-second time penalty. Heading to HDbo's way as he's fully cut the corner. It's now 3 attempts. Now then, is this the time where Bashi goes for it? No, he's not. He's waiting for the last few laps.
Yeah, he's almost half on the throttle down the straight. That's crazy stuff there. You see Vilzu gains about 3 attempts at the end of the straight as well. So, yeah, he doesn't want to do that for too long. He could get himself into a bit of a pickle if the 2 Red Bulls make contact or anything of that sort.
Yeah, as HGB gets a 3-second time penalty now for multiple warnings. Yeah, so heading, I don't think we'll see a move from Bashi for another 2 to 3 laps, I think. So we'll turn our attention.
Jericho's almost spun out. He's going to half spin, and that's going to let Bashi go through.
Yep, Bashi
so the Red Bulls will switch positions.
Yep, so now it's vital for Bashi now to try and get the gap to 3 seconds if he wants this race win. Or does he stay back? Or does he allow the 3-second penalty to happen? Does he think he can get it removed? We'll find out. Does Bashi use any ERS on the straight? I don't think he is. Now does Jericho leave? I mean, Jericho doesn't have to make the move. As Zerki, I think, has had a spin. I think Zerki had a moment and he spun at some point. He's now dropped to P9. As I think now Bashi's getting a taste of his own medicine. So I think he hit the wall there at Wall of Champions. I don't know if that's giving him any damage. Doesn't look like it in his front wing, but yeah, this will be now Jericho's turn to save ERS, and he doesn't even need to make the move, Jericho. He just needs to finish within 3 seconds of Bashi, and he's got the race win. As a Sector 1 for Nestek, who's having another moment.
I was going to say, because Bashi does seem to be the quicker of the Red Bulls, it does surprise me that he felt the need to stay behind for so many laps rather than try and pull the gap. So as you can see, he's now 9 tenths, almost a second ahead of Jericho Balgos, and if he can break that DRS with 3 laps to go, you never know, he could get that gap to the magical 3 seconds and take the victory after starting last year.
Yes, as he's used 30% of his ERS already. He's 4 tenths up on his previous best lap, so he is pushing. Some would say it's hammer time for him, as he's already got the second gap, that vital second gap. As now the gap between Smirteroni and Vilzu is 8.5 seconds. So Vilzu needs to find another 6 tenths if he wants to keep the podium.
Yeah, I think Jericho might have thrown this away. He's no longer in the DRS. He will have DRS just for this straight alone, but it doesn't look like it will be enough to maintain that 1 second gap going into sector 1. So we've got 3 racing laps remaining. Can Bashi get that gap to 3 seconds, or will Jericho take the victory here in Canada?
Yeah, he needs to find about just a second a lap is all Bashi needs, and he's got the win. But Jericho isn't a slow guy. He is second in the standings for a reason.
Yeah, it will come a lot down to consistency.
Yeah,
if anybody as it looks like Bashi's actually made a mistake.
Yeah. Bashi, as soon as the commentators curse about consistency, makes a mistake. As he's now within 5 tenths. Yeah. Has he? It must be the tyres. The tyres may not be holding on. Jericho may have better wear. As you can see, Bashi has locked up into the hairpin. So this has allowed Jericho to gain time on him and keep within the 1 second, making Bashi's life a lot harder. Another thing to mention, Snoken, I think starting P15 is up to P5, so it's another good drive from him. So with Vilzu as well, starting P14 up to P3. So I think Lars, HTBO and Lars going side by side, or bit of contact between the 2 Alpine drivers. HTBO having no ERS, but will be getting a 20-second time penalty for his reset to track. So I have caught them on stream, Miku. Let's see. Fully losing it, going into
big crash,
massive crash. I don't think that'll be a safety car because it's too far.
Yeah.
So that is promoted. All drivers behind it is promoted the 2 McLaren drivers who were P3, P4 at 1 point to P9 and P10. It's now. So I'll get back to interviews. There we go.
Eyes on the leaders at the moment, so the gap 7 tenths of a second. There is 1 lap remaining after this, so it looks like if Jericho can avoid any errors, it will be a race victory for the Red Bull driver, and it will be second place for his teammate. Currently, Vilzu sitting in P3, but on quite a lot of penalties, so there's a 9-second gap actually back to Smerteroni. So if he can maintain that, he may well be able to stay on the podium, but we'll keep an eye on the Red Bull boys as we enter the final lap. Bashi starts lap 35 out of 35, and his teammate is only 1 second behind him going into turn 1.
Yeah, this will be all the gloves are off for teammate. There'll be no multi-21 now. Bashi's already just pulling out the second, but it won't be enough, I don't think, unless Jericho makes a mistake as Lars gets a 3-second time penalty. As Snoken now is 3 tenths behind Smerteroni. If Snoken can get the move down on the main straight and keep within Vilzu's 9-second gap, he will have a podium. Is now heading onto the mini straight.
Yellow's everywhere.
Yeah, yellow sector 1, Cubon spinning. I think he'll be getting out of the way for the drivers, hopefully. That'll be coming to lap him. Oh no, will Bashi get a DRS from Cubon? As Cubon does go wide to let the drivers pass. The question is to Jericho.
Jericho's almost spun out. Oh my god, Jericho's going to a half spin. The gap 1.7 seconds. I think that surely there won't be enough time for Bashi to make up 1.3 seconds in one corner.
You never know.
Absolutely sends it into the Wall of Champions.
Yeah, you never know. Jericho could miss a breaking point and go into the Wall of Champions, which he does not. So Bashi is going on to the main straight. He'll come around the final corner to win it on track, but it'll be Jericho Balgos who wins the Canadian Grand Prix. Further behind, though, will be Prime Vilzu getting P2.
Aston Martin's going side by side into the final corner, and they make a little bit of contact.
It won't allow Lucas to gain any time, though. So Smerteroni will be getting get P4. So it won't be a podium for the Aston Martin guys. Could that send by Snoken cost them the podium?
Yeah, they just killed each other. It's giving me flashbacks of myself and Vilzu a few years ago as well, as Wigley and Lars come across the line. Both McLarens taking the final 2 points, but it's giving me flashbacks of when myself and Vilzu basically did the same thing, battling, costing us a podium. Yeah, this track does tend to do that, especially with all the penalties as well.
Yeah, so Bashi making a last a second, can't do that last a first, but there are more races left for him to do that. As, let's see, do we get any interviewers in? as Nesek spins across the finish line. He will be the last remaining driver.
Yeah, so Bashi lost the first.
Is it last to first?
Yeah, well, you finished first on track at least.
Wait, is the penalty not counted in?
No, it did
Oh,
count.
no.
Just
Okay,
in terms of his track finish, obviously he finished second, but he did manage to come across the line in first place. Of course, he finishes second in the race. His teammate Jerko Bargos taking the race victory in Canada.
Yes. So F2 did not disappoint. So tomorrow, PC and PSF1 will go around this track. Will there be any more contact like this? Will there be more incidents?
Definitely.
Stay tuned and find out tomorrow. And if you do want to join the European Racing Organisation, some say the true home of F1 League Racing, in the description there is a link. So, yes, there is a link to our Discord where you can sign up for both Season 8 and Season 9.
So we can give you a summary of the finishers. Obviously, Jericho winning the race after starting in second. The other two drivers on the podium, Bashi and Vilzu, actually starting outside the top 10, so really good drives from them. Smerteroni finishing in P4 after starting P6. His teammate Snowcon gaining 10 positions after starting in P5, so a really good drive from him. Lucas starting P13 and finishing P6, we'll be very impressed with that. A very terribly unfortunate race for Lars, who had so much incident, so many moments of promise as well. He finishes P7, so he won't be too happy with that result. Wheatley, Style, Bio and Super Thomas round out the top 10. Zerki, Kaipai, Nezdek and Cubon, your last finishers. I believe that was 14 finishes that we had. And then Folly, H-Tebow. Actually, did Folly and H-Tebow finish? I can see they were lapped a couple of times. Oh no, they didn't. Yeah, they had a massive crash.
They had the crash of the century.
Yeah.
Yep, I think they want interviews, so I'll quickly invite them to the party. Whilst you think of what to do if you buy Call of Duty, I'll get the people in. As I can't get Prime Vilzu in because I can't know how to spell his name. I think it's like that. It is like that. Sick. So I am adding them to the party now, so if they do want to join it, the option is there. As we have...
And it's the GOAT, the best engineer, better than Gold and Barenko. 100%, bro.
Apparently...
Is that Jacob?
Yeah. Jacob and Chips.
Jacob. We saying Chips?
Right, so Bashi having a qualifying ban. Did you think you'd get on the podium, or?
Yeah. No, I don't know. I was hoping I could win, but I got a penalty, so.
Yep, Jericho managing to keep it clean.
Oh, literally, mate, I think when Lars went, I completely forgot how to do a start, and then I nearly lost the position to, I think it was Super Thomas, because he started meetings as well, and I was like, this guy got to drive through, I was like, no way, bro, the race is back on, and then a couple safety cars came out. I think it was the second safety car. Me and Bashi just drove through, like, the top 4 guys.
Bro, we should clip that and send it to you. It was fucking beautiful.
Yeah, you were driving like they were just not there, to be honest. They were all on the harder compound tyres, you were on the newer, fresher compound tyres, and just made it look completely easy.
And then, yeah, we pulled like a 7-second gap and we were just chilling. I was like, no mistakes from now on, and just like secure the 1-2, you know? I think that was...
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
I don't think I have anything more to say, unless Chips has anything. Yeah. Yeah, as we have those who are also joining third place, congratulations. You're obviously getting that 9-second of time penalties. Did you think you'd keep the podium, or did you think the Aston Martins behind you would be in the gap? Yeah.
So this was some kind of a redemption from that
Yeah,
season.
exactly. Exactly. I was
I
even
call
saying
that
that.
as a redemption. Let's go with that.
Apparently no one can hear Billy in the stream.
They
I'll
can't
check
know.
your settings.
Oh yeah, they can't hear you, Rosie.
You might need to change your who can hear you in the settings.
I can hear both Jericho's and Bassy's sounds though.
They can't hear you on the stream. They're saying in the
Hold
stream.
on a second. I'll try to check my settings real quick.
I think they can hear you now actually. Oh, it's because you're on the menu. No, they can hear you. They can hear you guys now. Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, Bills was
Oh, it's
basically
because
just
Jake was
saying.
in the menu, man.
Oh, for God's sake!
Good
I
job,
was literally,
Jacob. Good
right,
job.
I was minding my own business, letting you guys talk. I was
Yeah,
daydreaming.
Bills was just saying it's like redemption because of obviously what happened a couple of years ago with the battling Aston Martins today. It's actually the exact same car, funnily enough. Aston Martin and Force India are basically the same thing. So it's actually kind of ironic how things turn
Racing
out that way.
Point.
Yeah, Racing Point, that's it. Yeah,
What a
yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
car it was. You mean the
Yeah.
Mercedes?
Oh yeah, the pink
Mercedes.
Mercedes. Yeah, it was the pink Mercedes. Yeah.
The 2020 Racing Point was one of the most beautiful F1 cars
It
ever
was. It was so good.
It was also illegal, so...
we don't dwell on that part. But we don't dwell.
made. Yeah, let's forget the illegal parts.
Yeah.
Alright, I think that is it. So thank you all for tuning in, as I'll probably get off that bit.
And it's the goat.
Yep,
And it's
it's-
what
it-
actually. Holy shit! No
yep,
way.
Barenko
Shut
and
up.
Adam are striking,
don't-
apparently, according to chat. Yeah.
Jacob, don't turn the stream off
Yeah,
yet.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just want to give a big shout out for my friends and especially to my great friend Ero Ken from F1. My
I
bro.
like Ken.
Respect. Cat is great. Cat's great.
Good guy, Ken.
Ken is great. As that is it. Goodbye.